Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of John Matrixx Talks Movies. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me. Today, they're back at it again. The shills are out. Another article about The Last Jedi. And they say it's a great film. This comes courtesy of Screen Rant. And Mr. Chris Agar, he's back at it again. He has an article titled, "The Last Jedi was great, but still ruined Star Wars fandom." Yeah, that's the title of it. How can The Last Jedi be great, but it ruined the Star Wars fandom? The Star Wars fandom would not be ruined if the movie was great. The movie was terrible. I don't get this, but this is what he says. Star Wars: The Last Jedi is a great film, but it ended up ruining the franchise's fandom. As difficult as this may be to believe, a year has now passed since Rian Johnson's installment in the Skywalker saga opened in theaters. Continuing the story established in the record-breaking The Force Awakens, many viewers were excited to see how the narrative would continue, spending 2 years formulating their own theories about what the future held for Rey, Kylo Ren, Luke Skywalker, and others. Few would have predicted what Rian Johnson had in store, for better or for worse. Now, I just can't get what makes this film great. And looking at this article, he really doesn't say what is great. He said based on The Last Jedi's critical reception, $1.3 billion gross at the box office, Kathleen Kennedy greenlighting a Star Wars trilogy from Johnson. Okay, stop right there. $1.3 billion at the box office was $700 million less than The Force Awakens, and there was a 65% drop off from week 1 to week 2. That's not good. Also, Kathleen Kennedy greenlighting this trilogy for Rian Johnson only made things worse. There is no way you can absolutely justify this being a good movie and yet say the franchise's fans are split up right now. And we have seen where fans are going against fans, yet Kathleen Kennedy greenlighted this guy a trilogy before the movie was even released. Okay. Now he does say here, talk a little bit about the criticism of The Force Awakens, how it played it safe in a lot of respects. It was a lot of beat for beat from A New Hope. This is true. That's one reason why I did not like that movie. And he does say here that The Last Jedi had to move in a different direction, which is true. It did have to move into a different direction. But the choices that Rian Johnson made in this movie does not justify this movie being a great film. What he did to the character of Luke is unforgivable. It's absolutely unforgivable. He just stayed on the sidelines and let all his friends and the galaxy get killed by the First Order. And I'm also going to put some of that on J.J. Abrams as well. Because Chris Agar does make a point in this article that Rian Johnson followed the character of Luke from what J.J. Abrams set up. This is very much true. J.J. Abrams put Luke on an island to go away. Han Solo said in The Force Awakens, one of his students messed it all up and Luke just walked away from it. That told you what the character of Luke was in The Last Jedi. That's on J.J. Abrams, but it's also on Rian Johnson too, for really making Luke look like a coward. Now, J.J. Abrams made Luke a quitter. Rian Johnson made him a coward. And he made Luke not even have the guts to actually be there in person to fight Kylo Ren. Luke wanted nothing to do with the fight against the First Order. It ruined the character. That's on J.J. Abrams, that's on Rian Johnson. Of course, that's on Kathleen Kennedy, as she greenlighted all of this stuff. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Have you guys actually seen this article? I will put this in the link in the description. I thought I was going to be done talking about articles like this, but now that we're on the 1 year anniversary of The Last Jedi, the shills are coming out even more. I already did a video on this, but that was on a different author on an article, and it sounded stupid. It really did. Now it says here, in the aftermath of the Last Jedi, many accused Johnson of retconning numerous elements Abrams set up, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Now, we already addressed Luke. I did blame J.J. Abrams for setting up Luke to be a quitter, but I do blame Rian Johnson for making Luke a coward. Now, the whole thing with Rey's parents being nobody, I really did. The movie was so bad I didn't even care about who her parents were. They already tried to set up, and he mentions this in the article as well, that Maz Kanata told Rey that whoever you're looking for, talking about her parents, they're not coming back. Okay, they're not coming back. The Last Jedi says they were nobody. They sold you off for drinking money. Woohoo. Okay, that's done. Now it looks like J.J. Abrams is going to try to change that. The bottom line is they had no plan in place for this trilogy. None whatsoever. They should have had, and this falls on Lucasfilm and Disney, they should have had a plan set out for 7, 8, and 9. But Chris Agar, I don't know what movie you saw on screen. It's not the same movie that I saw on screen and a whole bunch of other people actually saw on screen. And he actually agreed with Poe Dameron being kicked around by Holdo and Leia. And he was like, yeah, he needed to be put in his place. Admiral Holdo had no idea. Admiral Holdo is one of the worst characters ever to be put on screen in Star Wars. There's no justification for her, not telling Poe Dameron what was going on. The plan that she had in place was stupid. It really, really was stupid. And she acted like it was this top secret plan. He asked her, what is the plan? She wouldn't tell him. They're getting bombarded by First Order ships, and she won't tell him what's going on. It made absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Chris Agar, you either a shill or you were looking at a completely different movie than what the rest of us were looking at. Now, there's no way you can actually say that The Last Jedi is great but still ruin the Star Wars fandom. That's like an oxymoron. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's either The Last Jedi was bad, that ruined the fandom. If The Last Jedi was great, then the fan base would be great. That's just the way I see it. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with Chris Agar or do you agree with me? I don't know. You got to tell me. Let me know that in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me. And we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx, out.